Visit Pokemon Card Market and buy Pokemon cards from base set up to latest evolution set with best prices, secured system and easy handling. Only for European players.
Hey Pokefans, once again welcome back to Pokemon TCG Center. In today's video we'll be looking at Metagross GX deck that I will use to play in the standard format. This is my deck list. It's very similar to some of the deck lists that has been used on the regional championship in the Madison a few weeks ago. Actually, Metagross GX managed to, I think, top 8 or top 32. I think there was like 4 Metagrosses in top 32. I mean, it's a pretty good deck, especially if you came unprepared. You should probably lost. But it's the biggest advantage of the Metagross GX is definitely 250 HP, and he can also use the Geotech system, and he can power it up energies from discard pile to the active one. The downside of this effect ability is that you simply need to use energy and attach it to your active Pokemon. On the other side, he can strike for Giga Hammer and strike for like 150. With Delmis you can go for 160, Kukui 180, and then you can add 3 more damage counters with the Choice Band, which means that can be like 210 in total. 210 damage counters in total will be enough for the knockout against lower HP Mega Evolutions, and pretty much for everything that's been playable in the standard form for a long time ago, like those EXs and GXs, for example, Tapu Lele, for example, Darkrai, Giratina, Yveltal even with the Fighting Fury Belt, and Giratina with the Fighting Fury Belt, for example, and going on and on. I'm running 16 Pokemon 35 training cards and 9 energies. 4-3-4 line of the Metagross GX in my build. That's it. That's the main attacker and the only attacker in this build. I mean, we can always use Tapu Lele, for example, if somebody plays Glacian GX against us. So we can attack with 2 energies and Tapu Lele for like 100, which can still be good. Also, running 1 Delmis with that Steelworker who can add 10 extra damage counters, 2 Tapu Leles, and I decided to go with 2 copies of Alolan Vulpix, just because I can have maybe greater option and chance to start with it, and then I can simply set up much easier. From item cards, I'm running 2 copies of Field Blower, very important card to get rid of the Float Stones, Fighting Fury Belts, Choice Bands, or whatever your opponent plays from the item cards, but the most importantly, it's here to help us against the Garbatox and Garbodor. So there's the reason why I'm running double Field Blower, because there's plenty of Garbodor players around, and you really want to have double Field Blower so you can power up your Metagrosses from turn to turn. 2 Max Potions, sweet spot for me. I managed to find 2 to be more than enough. 3 copies of Rare Candies. Even I was looking for maybe to find a way to play 4 copies of Rare Candies. I tried to play also with 4 copies of Rare Candies and 2 Metangs, but then I actually find myself in a position where 1 Metang was prized, and I couldn't evolve that fast with that beacon, so I just decided to go with 2 Vulpix, 3 Metangs and 3 Rare Candies, and I find myself to be very happy with that build. 1 copy of Rescue Stretcher. You can either way shuffle 3 Pokemon from discard pile back into your deck, or you can just grab 1 from discard pile and put it in your hand. This is very good, especially if you can just, you know, play it for Tapu Lele Lysander in some crucial moments, or for example to put another Metagross and then just Rare Candy into Metagross. Or maybe just Metang into Metagross. 4 Ultra Balls and 4 V Seekers, and from the item cards I'm also running 3 Choice Bands and 1 Floatstone. I decided to go also with 1 copy of Floatstone because I find myself so many times in a position where I need that 1 Floatstone and I simply can't find it. I mean, I know that Floatstone can easily be scrapped with the Field Blower, and somebody will say, well, one Floatstone will just not help you a lot, but trust me, if you keep that Floatstone for the late game, you can maybe even save yourself by not paying 3 energies to retreat your Metagross from the active position to the another one, so you can use again that Giga Hammer. So that can definitely be good. But on the other side, also maybe Pokemon Ranger wouldn't be that bad, because with the Giga Hammer striking for like 150, you don't even need, for example, to retreat to another Metagross. You can just play, for example, Pokemon Ranger. Also, there is 1 copy of Bridget as well as Hexmaniac and 1 Karen. Karen is much better in this build than the Oricorio, mainly because probably we're gonna face Flareon. on our opponent bench with those Wespe Queens and Zorarks, and that's the reason why it's much important to maybe just, you know, get rid of those Pokemons from his discard pile back to his deck. But on the other side, Oricorio, Karen, it's questionable. I decided to go with the Karen in this build because why? If you what's gonna happen if you start with Oricorio? You're probably not gonna be able to retreat that easy. You're gonna lose probably one prize card. Plus, you really want to start with the Vulpix, and Karen might be saver for you also in a late game where you can maybe also recover your Pokemon from discard pile and put it back into your deck. 2 Lysanders, 3 Ents, 1 Olympian, 1 Kukui, featuring 4 copies of Professor Sycamores, and I also decided to add 1 Skyla, because Skyla can definitely be good for searching those rare candies or Ultra Balls or Choice Bands or whatever we need in important moment when we have the Seeker available, maybe to play Skyla. And Skyla can easily be pulled with Tapu Lele, so there's the reason why Skyla is very good in a stage 2 deck, mainly because driving those rare candies. 3 Choice Bands and 1 Flowstones, and as I mentioned earlier, and 9 energies. 7 of them are going to be metal, and 2 of them are going to be psychic energies. Psychic energy can also be used for that Tapu GX, where we can heal all damage counters from our Metagrosses on the bench. If you're looking for any of these cards, you can find them on tcgcastle.com with TCG Center 5 code. You can also get 5% discount on your first purchase. If you're new to the channel, you can also trade your bulk for the upcoming Sun and Moon 3 booster box. You can also, I think it's a Bandit Raising. You can also trade it for Evolution, Sun and Moon, Guardian Raising booster box. Just make sure to check my video description. Everything you need to know is provided in my video description. You can also find the link downside. Let's do some game tests so you can actually see how this deck works in action. If you didn't subscribe already, please make sure to subscribe to the channel for more videos and hit the thumbs up to help me a little bit. It means me a lot. So, see you in the game. Okay, so let's take a look at the opening hand. Just wondering if I will start with my Vulpix, but looks like that's not gonna happen. Alright, still not the end of the world. At least I have Tapu Lele available, and I'm definitely looking forward to play 1 Tapu Lele for Bridget, and grab like 2 Belgiums and 1 copy of Vulpix. Here we go. Energy, retreat, down goes to Vulpix, and I'm passing my turn. So I have 3 Belgiums, Vulpix in the front, and of course Tapu Lele in the on my bench, which means with 3 Belgiums on the bench and with Vulpix in the front, technically I can have the beacon next turn, and I can search my deck for like 2 Metangs, and later I can even maybe evolve into my Metagross GX. With the rare candy, who knows? Everything is possible. We shall see what's gonna happen. I'm just thinking about playing N next turn, but maybe even Sycamore for 7. Who knows? It's tough to think right now about that move. So Dust Gathering, 1 extra card for my opponent. Top deck is just a Metal Energy. I don't know. Somehow I really want to keep that Max Potion available. Oh, come on. What is this? Literally, what is this? Okay, let's just grab 1 Metagross and Metang, and that's it. Whew, I refreshed my opponent's hand, I refreshed my hand. Nothing significantly happened. But at least I have opportunity to strike for like 150 with my Giga Hammer next turn, or after my opponent's turn. So there's a level ball for Cosmon. It looks like he also have issues fighting those, either way Solgaleos or Lunelas. We shall see which one he play, or maybe he have both of them. Well, there's a Metal Energy and a Sycamore for 7. So rare candy discarded, a VC. Ooh, 2 rare candies discarded. That hurts a lot. Dust Gathering again. Alright, fair enough. Since this is happening, I'm just looking forward to play another copy of the N in this situation, because I simply can't afford to discard both max potions. I mean, that's definitely not gonna happen. This is interesting. Alright. Let's just beacon. Matang and I can even grab Delmis for next turn. I can do that. Extra 10, why not? I mean, Solgaleo is like 250, if I'm not wrong. It is 250. 250 HP. I mean, this is gonna be very hard for both players. Oh, there's another Cosmion in the front and a heavy ball, which means it's gonna be for Solgaleo, so he can definitely pay 1 energy. Oh, he can't. 3 retreat cost? You gotta be kidding me. I mean, he can still attach energy from hand manually in order to retreat down to his Solgaleo and maybe use Soulburst GX. Plus he can also just Ultra Rod, for example, which is even better. And he can attach some energies with that Soul Burst GX. And looks like I'm gonna be the first one to apply some pressure here with 150, 160, 190, 210, 220, depend what else I'm gonna have. And looks like this is gonna be a N. So my opponent decided to N. Yeah, interesting. There is Solgaleo, but non-GX one. I mean, it's okay. I have Ultra Ball available at least, which means I can grab another Metagross and play. And I'm definitely thinking about doing that. And applying first pressure to my opponent, striking for like 150. There's also Drampa. Okay. Soul Burst. Yeah, this is very close match so far. I mean, he definitely did a good job with that M. I mean, right now I don't have Drow supported, but I hope I can maybe technically find one as a top deck. That would be so amazing. Let's see. Oh, Sycamore as a top deck. You gotta be kidding me. This is not happening. Energy from my hand. Ultra Ball. Of course, it's gonna be for another... Actually... Yeah, it's gonna be for Metagross. I mean, Rare Candy Metagross. I have 3 Metagross in play. Let's see if that's gonna happen. Sycamore for 7. Okay. One energy goes down to my Vulpix. Then, of course, this is gonna be a retreat down to my Metagross GX. One more energy will goes down to my Metagross GX, and that's it. I'm gonna put my Vulpix on the bench just in case, and Giga Hammer for like 180. Not enough, of course, for the knockout against this beast on the other side, but yeah, this beast on the other side can strike for like 230 and possibly even for more if he can find himself Kikuya or Choice Band. And then I can lose one of my Metagrosses, which is gonna be like a nightmare for me. But still, I can probably recover from that just by going on with my Rare Candy into Metagross, but still I need to find all of these cards. Alright, Ultra Rod. He decided to retreat down to his baby Solgaleo, which means he can strike with the Fangs of the Sun for like 170. Even better, he can max out my Tapu Lele with this card. No way. Okay, fair enough. I mean, what else I can say? Fair enough. Well played. Well played. Another V-Seeker as a top deck means only one thing. Means that I'm just gonna end my opponent. Because I really want to keep those cards floating around. Yep. It actually didn't happen. At least I can Giga Hammer for like 150. I don't have Delmis. I didn't go for it. I'm just trying maybe to force my opponent to apply some pressure with his Solgaleo. Oh, there's a choice band. It's gonna be a knockout. Anyways, I should better go with my Bridget, the Seeker for Bridget, and set down on my bench one copy of Delmis. That would be much smarter, I think. But never mind. I can still promote my Metagross and strike hard. There's energy. There is one more energy. And more than that, a choice band and a V-Seeker for another N. But this time I think this N is going to be much more effective, especially if I can find maybe another Metagross and put it into play. And looks like that's going to happen. Plus there's also Delmis. Let's do this. Sycamore and a Floatstone for another Metagross, which you definitely need. And a Rare Candy for that Metagross. And of course, Giga Hammer. Knockout for 2 prize cards, this time 190. And there's Kukui and Ultra Ball. So far so good. I mean, I need just a Rescue Stretcher and I can grab another Metagross so I can have 3 of them in play. Yeah, Clash of the Titans, I can definitely tell that. What Rampa can do here, it can strike me for like 150 with Berserk, which means I'm gonna just one-hit knockout probably that Rampa and just try to power up my Metagross on the bench if that's somehow possible, but I think it is. I think it is. Berserk 150 as expected. But the problem for me is that my opponent have only 2 prize cards available. And I definitely need that max potion, which I managed to find. So I'm gonna use it. I can power it up like 2 energies. I'm just thinking about powering up 1 and using my GX attack. So I can search my deck for a max potion, rescue stretcher, since I already have rare candy. I don't need that. I can use like metal energy, and something like a Lysander just in case if I will need it. But let's just better grab Kukui. Alright. He can strike again. I can heal again. Plus I can use two of my algorithms, actually Geotech systems, and I can power up again my Metagross and be able to go for like 180, even in case if he can maybe possibly discard my choice band. So it's all about if he have N available or not. So there's a Lysander, and it's going to be for the knockout against my Delmis. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I'm ending my opponent down to 1 card, and the question is, will he be able somehow to grab a V-Seeker or Lysander for the victory here? We shall see. Everything is literally possible here. Let's just grab another Metagross into the hand. So rare candy Metagross. Energy. Attack system. 1 more energy. V-Seeker for nothing less but for the M. Ending my opponent down to 1 card. Yes, please do that. And it's all about that V-Seeker. If he can get V-Seeker or Lysander, and then of course he's obviously a winner here. Giga Hammer 180, still enough for the knockout. 2 prize cards for me. Another Metagross and Ultra Ball. Alright, even Rayquaza can strike for like 80, which will be enough for the knockout against my Vulpix on the bench. I simply can't remove any of these 2 Vulpix from my bench, and he decided to promote Rayquaza in front. Of course he can strike for like 80, and ooh, there's a Hala. Okay, do I have maybe another, okay, Field Blower? I need V-Seeker. I have only 1 more V-Seeker left. Can I find one? Not sure. Super Rod. Yeah, that Delmis play was such a huge mistake that I decided to bench down another Belgium instead of the Bridget for Delmis. Anyways, there is 1 Metal Energy, and that's gonna be like 80 with a Dragon Claw. So I definitely needs that another Max Potion. Of course he needs just a Lysander play. Or I can maybe just play Olympia, for example. Even better. Let's just go with Olympia. Energy from hand. 1 Attack system. 1 energy, and that's gonna be another 150. That's like 150, and it's all about that Lysander play. I mean, he needs V-Seeker so badly. I see that he have like 2 V-Seekers and 2 Lysanders in his disco pile, and really it's questionable if he have Lysander or V-Seeker available. Let's see. Oh, there's a rare candy for Solgaleo. Alright. And I still don't see the sign of the Lysander play, which means that probably he don't have one. So there's an Ultra Rod. And he decided to switch down to the Solgaleo. And there's a Skyla, which might be for a V-Seeker. I'm definitely gonna be able to see. Yes, it is for the V-Seeker, so I need definitely to figure out something out here, or the next turn the game is over. V-Seeker play for a Lysander, but for now he can't play that Lysander. I need V-Seeker as a top deck. Not a Sycamore. Okay, moment of truth. I have 2 Lysanders available. Okay, so that was very interesting game until the end. And I hope it ends up like this. Mainly because I made that huge mistake where I actually didn't go for Delmis, so I can strike for like 160 against his Solgaleo. That actually almost cost me a victory here. I decided to go with my Belgium on the bench and playing my end, which almost ended up by the game loss. I should definitely be secret for Bridget and strike for 160 and knocks out his Solgaleo, and that would be it. I mean, he wouldn't be able to recover from that, but at the end, very tough and very close matchup. And I hope you guys enjoy watching this video. Once again, there's a full deck list that I used to play in today's video. I hope you enjoy watching it. Make sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos. Let me know also what you think about this deck in the comments below. So yeah, once again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next time. So till then, have a nice day and goodbye.